How's it going, YouTube? We are here today with the UBA Draft Analysis. We have Coach Gio of the Rotoms, we've got Coach Adam of the Blue Crabbys, and then we've got Alex of the Tyrantrums. So you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves further, I guess?
What's going on?
So
Hi, everyone. You're gonna have to forgive us if we're lagging. You know, we got.
yeah, we're not working with the highest quality of equipment here. This is just the free stuff we can get.
For the lulz.
All right, so I guess Adam, I mean, you kind of piloted this whole thing. This is the third season now. Coming into the third season, what do you think, or what do you think's gonna play out here? Just give us some ideas and thoughts.
I'm really liking the way that these teams are looking right now. You know, I'm kind of going over our draft as we speak right now. But when you look at it, at all the teams we have, there's no real teams that are real standout, like solid drafts. But every single team we have in here are threats, and that's, you know, we've done, this is season 3 now.
Yeah.
And season 1 we had maybe 6, 8 players, and season 2 kind of fell apart on us. But season 3, I mean, we're looking good.
Yeah, this should be pretty fun. Like, I don't know, like when we started off the draft and seeing Celesteela go first right off the rip, I don't know, I feel like it set the tone. Like, all of a sudden, like, for me, I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to figure out something to deal with that, because like my plan was I was gonna draft Mega Pinsir right off the rip because I didn't want anyone else to nab it up, and I, like, for Mega Pinsir, you know, Celesteela is a big threat, so.
You can't sit there against that mon and just be passive. You gotta get rid of it.
You know, when he was offering someone to swap with him for the first pick, that's exactly why I was trying to swap for the first pick, because I wanted to draft Celesteela.
I was sitting here watching the draft, and I actually had Kyron Black sitting at like my second or third pick. And when it went first overall, I kind of had to do a double take and be like, wow, okay, these guys actually know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get my core up and running fast, because the good stuff is not going to be on the board.
Yeah.
Later.
It went really fast. All the good stuff went really fast.
Like, people were picking up for their cores early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I did it. I did, you know, Dragon Fairy Steel as early as possible. My first pick was Mimikyu, and that was kind of like not one of the best picks that I made, but I just wanted to kind of get it out there, so I had, you know, that strong fairy lead, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we were watching. I was on like a video call with Alex, just kind of going over what people were picking. And when Mimikyu went first, we were like, "Oh, that is a solid pick," because that's one of those things that you see on a team, and you have to prep for it, because you automatically have a free sub up if you put a focus sash on that thing. You know, you got a free setup turn and then some.
Oh, yeah. I intend to. I intend to focus that thing.
Yeah, we're going to be watching that thing closely.
Yeah. And it's safe to say that there's certain things on people's teams that you know you're going to see week in and week out, no matter what. Like Mega Lopunny going third, like, all of that stuff was stuff that I had my eye on too, you know?
Yeah.
I'm surprised we had so many of these megas waited until late. And they're good, decent mons. Like, we had Diancie in the 10th round.
Mm-hmm.
We had Gardevoir in the 8th. Adriel and Altaria went in round 5.
A lot of megas were even left on the board.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. At the end of the day, it all comes down to, what are you comfortable using?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I just kind of picked some things that I haven't even caught yet. I need to go out and catch, because I was going for fun, and I was feeling typing. Terrakion was, I don't even like that mon, you know? Like, I needed fighting and I needed rock, so it fit the spot.
Yeah. I don't know, like, for me, like, I knew what I wanted my Mega, and I knew what I wanted my Z move user to be. But like from there on out, like I had some ideas, and I was like, well, we'll just see how it goes. I stuck with my picks, and it was one of those things where like the more and more I looked at it, I was like, man, coming into this, like, because I'm going against the Sandshrews first week, and like all of a sudden I look across and I see Mega Mawile, and I was like, oh no, I was like, I have very few answers for that. I was like, this is going to be a giant threat. So it's like, I don't know. Like,
Sandshrews in their first 3 picks, I mean,
yeah,
those guys were borderline Ubers there for a while. I mean, Greninja is still banned in OU. Mega Mile just got moved back down. Hoopa, I think that's BL now, but it was a threat for a long time.
Yeah.
So he's got a scary team. But
not to mention his Arcanine, his Suicune, his Shaman.
He's got like, Garchomp tossed in there.
I do not want to play this guy, dude, at all.
Yeah. So it's like popping off week 1 against him. I was looking at his team. I was like, oh man. I was like, this is gonna be a long first week.
Who wants to go into week 1 with that 0-1 record going into week 2?
Mm-hmm. So before I want to make sure we talk about this for a minute. Getting Lando T and Toxapex on
oh yeah.
without even like trying for both of those, you know. Yeah. He just came out of nowhere and hit Tapu Fini, right? And then after that he kind of disappeared.
He was gone. He was gone for the next 2 rounds.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was messaging him. He was kind of going back and forth with me, and I was like, hey, what do you want? He'd be like, oh, I should be in and out of a rush. He had a busy day at work. So I was like, look, you're going to be up in so many picks. What do you want? He was like, oh, I should be back by then. So he didn't come up. And I was kind of debating. I was like, man, I could really kind of complete that core for him and give him Ferrothorn there. But I was like, at the same time, we have all these other people that are here at the draft, and, they know what they want. And I don't really want to get away from that and kind of give someone an advantage. Whereas drafting.
Yeah. But like I don't know, like what are the chances that you get Landorus T and Toxapex without being there to pick for him just as an auto draft?
Toxapex that round.
You were?
Awful. Because I knew Landorus T, like 5 or 6 people right after that got picked, people were upset because they were like, man, I was going into that.
Well, I mean, I said it at one point when someone drafted Rotom Wash. It was like, if you wanted that bad, draft it early.
Yeah.
Everyone had their chance at it, and they didn't go for it.
True. But by that time, we'd gone through 2 rounds.
Yeah.
I totally agree. And the thing about Landorus T is that it's really good, but at the same time, like you hit it with a Choice Scarf Ice Beam, you hit it with an HP Ice, it's not tanking 2 of those.
Yeah.
Especially on a switch-in. Surprising it on a switch-in. I mean, I have a lot of things on my team that get Ice Punch, You don't even know if he brought it just for that. So it is kind of those 4 times weaknesses are just a gamble no matter what. I was really skeptical about drafting stuff with 4 times weaknesses, but it's really hard to avoid.
Yeah.
Today you have to pick, and that's that's kind of where Alex and I were talking about this. League format and playing like competitive OU, they're 2 completely different things. Because if you know ahead of time your opponent is bringing so much of this stuff, you can prep for it.
Yeah.
If you just take a little bit of time and look over your opponent's team, you can win it easy.
I mean, a lot of OU like S rank threats get absolutely destroyed by stuff in PU. I mean, it just takes the right mon.
Yeah, just if you can get the right prep and whatnot, like anything you can throw on a berry, you can throw on some kind of item that you're going to live a hit and you can counter them with something. I mean, that's the advantages to it. That they've got 11 to 14 different Pokemon they can bring, but in the end they can only bring 6. So like it's going to dwindle it down, and I don't know. As long as you just predict the right 6, you can be in a good set.
So
one of the things. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Something I want to talk about real quick is the back-to-back picks. How devastating some of those were, and how jealous I was the whole time. These guys were. I mean, what was it that they picked up? It was like Sylveon and Seismitoad back-to-back. Like, I mean, granted, if your team is dying for Seismitoad, you need help. But both of those are like 2 weapons that I really don't want to deal with at all. Like Sylveon, he's coming in with a bold Sylveon that I use on the regular. Like, that's such a pain in the ass.
Really, I love bold Sylveon, like a Wish Cleric or even something bulky with like Calm Mind.
Yeah, I was.
Thing is dangerous.
that round, I think I was actually looking at getting Seismitoad because I was looking. I was like, man, I need a ground, something ground here soon. I didn't even end
Yeah,
up picking up a ground at all.
You
But
weren't the only one.
yeah,
When it went, that was my next pick. And I was
Yeah.
so heartbroken when that happened on a double pick.
but it worked out because that round I got Weavile because somehow that stuck around for 5 rounds.
Yep.
So
Let that one slip by.
what's up? Oh, you guys there?
Trips me out how long Volcarona hung out, dude. Volcarona got picked in round 10.
Like,
Round 10 was a big round, I feel like.
but like the thing is with
that was
Volcarona,
exciting.
like you have to play so defensively in terms of like keeping the hazards off and stuff like that. Like, yeah, if it sets up, it's got a chance to sweep, but having that
Yeah,
4
but-
times weakness to rock and how many fast things out there. So,
That Alex and I are prepping for now actually is like, okay, this is definitely coming. How do we check it?
Mhm.
yeah.
We'll see how we go. I think we got a pretty good plan in place to take care of it, but you know, you never can tell. The game is weird like that.
Yeah. Let's see what else here. 'Cause there's melodic. Melodic went relatively early too.
Because that was
That
pretty early. For
that was
Melodic.
third
I felt
round.
Like that probably could have been stolen later on.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Porygon
I mean,
2
yeah,
lasted
that's-
so long as well.
I know.
Oregon 2.
Some of this stuff. I mean, people picked a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited to see some of this stuff in action.
Like I don't think
See the
anything.
lore.
I'm excited to see how people play it.
Yeah, I don't think any teams are necessarily out of it just looking at them. Just because, like, anyone can somehow pull something out and plan properly. So it should keep it all interesting.
I'm curious to see Adams. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Who's talking?
I keep interrupting. I'm
You're
curious
good,
to
man.
see Adams.
Go ahead and finish your thought, and then I can finish mine. Go for it.
I'm curious to see Adams singles Whimsicott. That's you, right? You're the Maryland Blue Crabbys.
That's me.
Yeah.
So I've got a plan. I've got a plan for that. I might wait until a little bit later, back in the schedule to kind of pull that one out. But I've got a very specific plan. And when I was actually drafting, I was trying to pair up Mega Venusaur with Whimsicott just for this one specific strat that I want. So I might hold on to it and keep it kind of close to the vest for a little while. But I think it'll work out kind of well.
Did you not get a Z move user?
Because I don't want to have to stick with one item for the rest of the draft.
Yeah.
I don't think I can afford it, honestly. I think I ran out of points.
No, I'm completely out on points right now. It worked out perfectly for me. But, like,
Your points really well. I was impressed.
yeah. When I was looking at
You
it,
don't have a Z-move user either.
there's a couple of people that don't.
Are you guys like
Mhm.
the 2 without a Z move?
No, there's. I'm looking at 4 now. Counting Adams.
Sandshrews are without one. I'm without one. The Tauroses are without one.
And the Luxrays.
And the Luxrays.
I think that's
I
everyone.
was so on the fence that last round about getting that Z move, and I just moves that Zorbatry gets is just insane.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like,
It was too good not to.
I don't know, because I feel like having the option for Scarf or something else on Circuitry, like, I don't know.
Definitely.
You'll figure something out. But no, like when I was looking at it, and I was trying to figure out who I was going to use for my Z move user and all that. I was like, I was like, if I get Mew early, if I can pick it up, I was like, Mew's move pool is as big as it can
Literally
get.
unlimited.
Yeah, and I was like, so as a Z move user, like you can put anything on that, and all of a sudden it's viable to make to counter one specific Pokemon. So I don't know. When I was looking at it, I figured that was probably the best choice.
But yeah, easy. And just getting in the head of a coach, like if you only see one move from you gotta think to yourself, okay, what's there? And that just starts getting in your head from there.
Yeah, because at the same time, I don't know, with Mew, you don't have to necessarily run something that's going to use a Z move. Yeah, it's got to hold a Z crystal, but I could still run that as support. I could run it as hazards and all that stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it'll be fun
I
to.
remember I had Mew season 2, and I loved using that Pokemon. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So, trying to think. Let's see what else. So, Jolteon, man, I was surprised that hung around for as long as it did. I was getting ready to draft that too, and then that went in that exact round. That was because I was like, that was another thing. I was like, man, I need something that's gonna be fast and electric. I was like, I'm gonna pick up Jolteon, and then sure as shit, boom, gone that
Electric was
round.
the thing that was giving me the most trouble.
What's
I think
that?
It was my last pick, was my electric, and it was, Rotom Frost. I just kind of, everything kind of kept going, and then I went for Raikou, I think, that round, and I got picked in round 6, and I missed it. I feel like everyone kind of had, like, stacking of types in a way.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
We don't notice, and we really need to look at that going out. As if I see 3 or 4 of one type, I'm going hard, with that weakness.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's where a lot of people, like, nabbed by the dozen, and I was looking and I was like, wow, there are a lot of steel types on here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We got, like, when you look at your team, Josh, you've got Scissor right there, and that's, you see that as a fairy type Pokemon, you're getting out of there.
Yeah.
And that's why I was so excited that Stack Attacka stuck around, because I didn't think that was going to last that long.
I was surprised that stuck too, because like I haven't used it at all. I've only seen it been used in
that round 4.
Yeah. But
oh yeah, damn, you got that. You got Stack Attack.
But I was looking at it, and that's one of those guys that you haven't really used much before, and I was thinking that its Spadef was a little bit better than it was. So now I'm panicking just a little bit because my week 1 matchup is against the Lucarios, and Tapu Koko kind of enjoys like a nice healthy breakfast against my team. So we're gonna have to see how that goes.
Charlie, you don't have a ground type? No, you don't have a ground type. Or well, you got Lantern.
See?
That's your
yeah.
So
we're gonna pretend that Lantern. Yeah, we're gonna say Lantern is gonna sit in there and eat up Volt hits for days.
But like, I feel Lantern pretty well covers Coco though. I feel right or no?
You might see him week 1.
But like, because if Coco can't use its electric move, what's it using against Lantern? Like, it's got nothing against it. I don't think a Dazzling Gleam's gonna do much to Lantern.
Watch out for that Brave Bird, though.
Yeah.
Brave Bird Coco is so annoying.
Yeah, especially with Mega Venusaur sitting there, I'm feeling like that might be too much of a temptation to kind of resist. So, I don't know. Like, I'm sitting here probably over predicting by the dozens, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Ash, who do you open it up against?
Me? I'm up against the Sacramento Sandshrews. And who's that? Is that J-Law? Who is that? Julian.
Every time I hear J-Law, I think J-Lo, and then I'm like, wait, no.
Yeah, no, like that's what I was saying. Like when I was looking at his team, like what I'm up against week 1, like having Mawile right off the rip. Like the rest of the stuff, like I'm Mawile and Suicune, like those two right there. I'm just like Suicune. Like I don't really have anything that I was looking at. I don't think that just like outright takes Suicune down. Like just one hit KO type thing. I mean, nothing really does one hit KO Suicune, but yeah, like seeing Suicune, Mawile, and then I'm assuming Hoopa's probably going to come as well because Hoopa hits my team hard as well. But yeah, what's that?
I mean, you got Greninja.
Yeah, like
I don't fear as much because Greninja hits with everything.
Mm-hmm. Wait, that's Protein Greninja, right?
Yeah. Like I don't know.
That's not banned.
Greninja.
We've got Battle Bond banned, but Protein is not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay! Can't wait.
Well, man, you know what I'm thinking for you that could kind of destroy is that AV Araquanid.
I was looking at that. I've got my team planned out. I'm not going to say much about it, but there's some things I'm kind of concerned about. There's other things that like Greninja. I'm not like Greninja does not frighten me at all. Like with my team. So, but Mawile is definitely the one I'm most afraid, and like that should be coming. I've got no doubt in my mind that'll be coming. So it's just if I can get the right plays on that, I feel like the game should go relatively well. But yeah,
I'm anxious. Like, I'm most excited to see your first week match, and I'm kind of excited for Alex's too, just to kind of see how that goes down because that is probably the best matchup we have at week one. It's just well matched. It's gonna come down to what coaches bring and what coaches prep with.
who's Alex got first week?
Dynamo Bucharest.
Oh,
It really is stacked.
So
yeah, the Celesteela right there just chilling.
the first thing you see, you're just like, God, dude. Yeah, he's the guy with Sylveon, Seismitoad, Mega Lopunny. Oh, jeez.
Oh, he was the one who picked up Volcarona too, didn't he?
He only had like two or three below UU picks. He had a couple RU Mons, one BL3, and then the rest were like UU and above. So he spent his points really well, but he got a lot of really
and he got 14.
He's got a lot of Mons that do like one or two jobs really well.
Yeah.
And that's the entire battle right there is just what's gonna bring what. I mean, we're worried about that Celesteela running an offensive like shift gear something. I don't know.
Is it get shift gear or is it like automatize?
It's
Something like that.
automatize or however you say
It
it.
is, yeah.
But
Worry about shift gear.
Looking this over, I'm pretty sure everyone has a defogger or a rapid spinner.
yeah.
Those things that I was disappointed in too, because I actually had Togekiss penciled in as my defogger.
Really?
But like you said, like I thought I could wait a little bit later and nab it, and then that didn't work out.
No, like Togekiss, man, I felt like I had to pick that up relatively quick. I didn't want to wait too long for it because like Togekiss, I feel like it's one of those ones that you can use it in so many different ways. You can have it as your Scarf Flincher, you can have it as your Wish support, you can have it as your Cleric pretty much, or as a defogger as well.
Slash.
Yeah, like there's so many different things you can use it. So like when you see something like that, like when I see a mon like that that's got that many different uses, like I felt like I had to pick it up relatively quick. So
What were you saying, Alex?
About Jiraji going in the first round.
I was
About that one.
I don't know, like Jirachi without the Z move though, like because we're doing the no, like it's not gonna be able to use the Z Celebrate, right?
Yeah, no Omniboost.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
Which I mean, Jirachi is still a threat. Don't get me wrong, but like that's such a big thing to have for it and just be gone.
About Jirachi is like, yeah, it was picked a little early, but like you were saying, Dangle is, it does a lot of things. It can rock, it can Scarf Flinch, it can Healing Wish. It does a lot of things really well.
Yeah. So, because he got that, he got Rotom, he's got a solid core. Mega Altaria, like that's one that I looked into getting that. I was thinking about it just because like the fact that you don't have to make a first round. And its ability, just being able to heal itself of status, so just throwing that in there is your status absorber, and then when you're finally ready to sweep, you toss on the Mega. It's like
Let's talk more about that team. That's who I'm playing with my first week.
it's just like when you look at it, it's bulky.
I'm playing points the first week.
I was so upset that Blacephalon, or we're gonna call it that for right now. I had that kind of as my alternate if Victini went before I got to pick, and I was surprised that lasted as long as it did. For sure.
I mean, I'm surprised some of these Ultra Beaks lasted as long as they did. Zergatry went in round 9.
Yeah, I went late.
Joe's got like half of them right on his team right there.
I have 2 of them on mine, yeah.
You got the Buzzwole and the Kartana.
And the Kartana, yeah. Which is the opposite of the 2 that I most use. I picked a lot of stuff that I don't use that often. So just to kind of like play with new, play with new stuff and just kind of experiment with things that I'm not really comfortable with.
You might walk out of here with a bunch of new favorites too, which is always
Yeah.
fun.
Yep. Buzzwole's design's great. Volcanion. I don't even have Volcanion. I gotta track one down fast.
Fire.
Yeah. So Mega Blastoise, like I'm gonna breed that tonight. I definitely should start breeding that tonight because I need a rapid spinner. I need to step with the rapid spin. I needed, it works for me and for the rest of my team. Maybe trick room setups. I don't know. I'm really kind of nervous about my week 1. It's got a lot of steel. I feel like a lot of teams have a lot of steel.
Yeah.
Out there. That's one of those things too. Like just looking at your first week matchup. 2, you got 1 in Jirachi, 2 in Bronzong, 3 in Ferrothorn.
There's one more too. No, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but like
still, that's a lot of steel.
Yeah, those 2 of those are some super bulky ones. Like Ferrothorn, that thing's a pain in the ass to kill in the first place.
Oh gosh, yeah. Rocky helmet all day on that thing for sure.
So
whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna strike this from the record.
Yeah.
This right here.
we'll edit it out.
It's that thing that was I was looking for fire, and fire water just looked like fun and a fun little thing to mix up because I really wanted to draft Rotom Wash just for the 1 grass weakness, the levitate, it skips out on ground. I have just a lot of options with that thing. But it went so fast that I needed something else with water and a strange typing added onto it so I could kind of play games with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That's what it was.
Hearing right now is that your counter to Ferrothorn is going to be the Fire Punch Garbodor. Is that what we're hearing?
Yeah, I think that's what I heard him say.
That was a last minute thing too. The Garbodor. I mean, I have a couple of things that can run Fire Punch. I have a couple of things that can run a lot of surprise stuff that I'm really kind of excited about. Just bringing weird typings with just don't catch people off guard, man.
Yeah.
Forward to I know we've already had 1 match go down, and it was the Sela Steelers versus the Sporte Club, Crustle Sporte Club. Hope I'm saying that right. But we saw the Whirlpool mixed set Dragonite Skarmory and keep it in there long enough for the Gigavolt Havoc kill.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. No. When I saw Whirlpool, I was like, man, what's this man trying to do? Like. And then next thing you know, pops off the Z move with the Gigavolt Havoc, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But, yeah.
That was a really nice play. And that's one of those things, too. You start to wonder, is this guy crazy? Does he know what he's doing? Or is he, 6 steps ahead of me?
Yeah. It's
both.
It's steps ahead of me, yeah.
It's one thing with this league, because I feel like a lot of us don't know each other. So I don't know how half these people play. So, it's going to be...
something that kind of scares me.
Yeah, the first couple of weeks is definitely going to be that learning curve of trying to figure out how your opponents play, but then hopefully after that you can kind of watch the videos and get a feel for them. But who knows?
That was something that I always liked the most is at the end of the week just going back over and watching people's battle styles and seeing how they switch and what they like to stay in on and how bold they like to be at the end of the day.
Speaking of staying in on, so going back to that battle. So, I don't know what the roles were for that, but he stayed in with his Sharpedo on Tangrowth.
Yeah,
what did you guys think about that?
For as long as it was in there.
Didn't Sharpedo record 2 kills in that game?
Yeah, I think so.
We're supposed to be recording those, right?
I'll make a memo out to all the coaches, but David and I think even Enzo kind of went back and recorded what they killed with. And let's see, I've got it up now. Yeah, Dragonite recorded 1. I don't know if Crustle. Let's see.
Let's see.
I'm watching it right now.
It was a good match.
Yeah, it was good. It was just the one play for me.
The odd week for all of us because we, like you just said a minute ago, we don't know.
Yeah. But I don't like.
Yo, Hobbs, you gotta edit the stuff out where I was talking about strategy.
Yeah, just go straight back to the Fire Punch Garbodor, and that's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, can you please get rid of that?
He's going. What is it? Natural Gift Fireberry.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All the crappy things I'm not doing. I'm not running any of that. I'm running all the crappy things. This Sharpedo did a lot of work. It stayed in on the Tangrowth. It dropped hard on that Giga Drain.
Yeah, like
Giga Drain kind of smacked it in the face.
Like
Yeah,
looking at that battle, I feel like he could have switched out into something else because he still had the Zygarde, I think.
Zygarde would have been switching to that.
But
even Noon, man, anything.
yeah,
I think the thing about Sharpedo is definitely the speed boost. That's where it gets its draw from. So sometimes you got to think to yourself, do I wait 2 plays and take a few hits here and there and then get out of there, or what do I do?
yeah.
He didn't run Rain this week either. I mean, he had the
No, he had he had Rain, but he didn't.
I was surprised to see Pelipper come because
he didn't bring Kingdra with him. Kingdra is a Swift Swim user, so I mean, he brought in the Rain just for Pelipper.
Yeah, Pelipper wanted Rain to bring with him.
Yeah.
Like
that's something I was looking at too. Enzo was thrilled with his core, and that core is good, but it's also a really slow core, so it's got to be able to sit there and take hits. Because Zygarde is weak to those 4 times weak moves. Muck, it really relies on the other part of its core being around and kind of keep it safe. Because once one wall fell in this match, they all started falling.
Yeah. No, Pelipper, like looking back on that match, Pelipper getting that giant hit onto Zygarde, like
Scald? Yeah,
that.
I saw, dude, like what? Let's see.
Because that was towards the end. When I saw that, like that's when I knew. I was like, oh man, I was like, this game's over. There's no saving it there. Because what he switched out his 1% Chansey. Or not Chansey, Clefable. Switched out his 1% Clefable into Zygarde to take like 80% from that Scald. Which, I don't know.
It took, let's see, was it 94% and it went to 29?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that's an invested Pelipper. I'm thinking.
Well, it was in the rain though too.
Yeah.
So.
Zygarde should be taking those like a man though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited because I know a couple of people are trying to get battles done, as soon as possible. I'm probably gonna push mine back just a little bit longer to have more prep time, but.
Yeah, like I said, I'm pretty well set. Like I'm ready to just get the battle knocked out because the more and more I think on it as the week goes on, like I always try to change things. But right now, I think I've got a pretty good setup, so it should be fun. Should be an exciting week 1 for everybody.
It's all about at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, we're all here to have fun.
To getting matches in, having some film,
and having a good laugh too.
And using mons that you don't really like that much.
Or ones that you've never used. Like
I'm psyched on that. Who knows, man? I've always hated on Hawlucha so much for no reason.
Hawlucha can do some work, man. But
I want to see some interesting strats with that Hawlucha.
Yeah, I have no idea how to use it.
Oh yeah, me and you will have a conversation later. Cool.
Yeah, don't do it on here. Don't let everyone else hear it. All right, we should probably wrap this up. I think it's probably close to an hour now or something like that. So
good. Hopefully, we gave you plenty of material.
Yeah. So should be good.
Thanks for hosting this. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
We should do it on I feel like on a weekly basis and just like catch up with how.
Yeah, we'll do weekly recaps. We'll watch videos and whatnot and all that stuff.
and talk about like how people are doing and stuff, and hopefully more people will get into it. Ideally, more people will get into it.
Yeah.
And we'll have 8 of us in here talking, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening because we got a lot of people online right now. They don't know this is going on.
Yeah.
They just see some blinking lights going on in Discord, not knowing what it is. So, all right, well.
Dangle, thanks for hosting this, man.
Yeah, no problem. Good luck to everyone, and
Yeah, good luck on your matches, guys.
yeah, we'll do this again in a week.
Send you guys.
Later.
All right, have a good one.